So we are going to start our lecture. This is about the security matrix. What is a security matrix? How it is actually linked with the secure software development, and how it is actually linked with any of the other concept at the course. And security matrix, how old it is, how important it is, why it is important, how it's linked. So these are the points that what we are supposed to discuss today. If you allow me to go to the next slide. So here you can see this is something really important, which is not considered important by today, but it is important since when we starting the development, writing the code, making the computer programs. Since that day, this is really important. So you can see the one of the code and the date, which is referencing to the October 2006. So at that time, since that time, it was realized that if we don't consider the matrix, then we cannot improve the things. We cannot improve the things. What it means? That it means that in case, if suppose, if we cannot measure anything, then it means we cannot improve that thing as well. And in the secure software development, or in any other procedure or in any other way, always we have to measure the things, because the moment we cannot measure, we cannot realize about its quality. We cannot measure, we cannot improve it, because measurement is the only way or the only tool or the only procedure which can help us to let us know that either the programs what we are doing, is this means up to the standard or not. So what you are doing, your task in the different assessments, trying to find out the vulnerabilities, trying to find out the issues, trying to find out the bugs, trying to find out so many other issues. Those all things are somehow we are trying to measure the ability of our software. So you just assume, if suppose you are not able to measure the ability or the capability of your software, then it means that we are not able to improve it. So anything in the computer science, if suppose we are not able to measure, so in other words, in simple words, we can say that it is a kind of useless, because then we cannot know what are the problems with it. We cannot improve that one until we cannot measure it. Now, a simple definition for the measurement is what? That is a metric system. Metric is a system of the related measures. What it means by the related measures? It means related measures as per the requirements, as per the application, based on the application to application, type of application. So we can measure anything, enabling what? It is, we can quantify the things, okay, and based on its some of the characteristics. So then we can decide that what are the standards for that one. So this same thing is actually applied in the secure software development as well. It can be applied in all of the other systems as well. And this is not something which is new, but this is the something which is older and older, and it is the important as well since the time. So that's why it is we are also trying to discuss that what is the metric and how we measure and how many types of the metrics are, how many different types of the metrics are, how we measure them, and how they can actually improve or help to improve the quality of our secure software process of the domain. So you can see that the Lord Kelvin, he suggested even previously that if you cannot measure, then you cannot improve it. That is the world-known fact as well. Okay, so this is how measurement is highly important. Now, either it is the software domain, either it is the liquid, either it is the means any solid item, either these are the gases, whatever it is. So measurement is highly important. Why the measurement is highly important? Because it involves so many things. Money involves in it. If we cannot measure, we cannot improve the quality. We cannot improve the quality. We don't know that what we are doing. So it means we are coming up with the garbage. Then we are wasting the money as well. Governance also important, but we have to measure that one as well. How to take a decision, the right decisions. These decisions always we try to take it based on the situation, based on the available data. So again, we have to measure, quantify the things, so then only we will be able to make the right decisions. So that's why the matrix is highly important. Now, in matrix, there are the few things we call the good matrix and versus the simple matrix. Means a few things we can measure it, but we don't call them the good matrix. What did it mean? Because we can measure, but maybe those characteristics are actually not playing a direct role, a direct part in improving the software or in improving the any other aspect, but we are calling here, referring here as the software because we are trying to discuss these things with respect to the secure software development. Now you can see from here that we need to quantify them. We need to set the objectives. We can measure them using the different models. We can measure them in line with the timeline. But we can measure with the sum of these standards, which are universal, international, acceptable by anyone. We cannot measure anything just using our own skills. We will do that, then it means that we are lacking from something and we will not be able to bring the required quality. So these all are the points that what we are considering while we are going to measure for the metric purpose. Now, any of the measurement in software development or in any other operation, it's purely, totally dependent on what? On the data collection. In case if suppose the data collection is not good, then in that particular case, whatever the method of the measurement we will use, that will not bring our required results. Because the data collection is the primary source to decide the quality, to decide that how much objective we have achieved, to decide that how we can quantify that. If the data collection is fine, then there are the chances that we are reaching to the right quality figures. If the data collection is not right, then probably we do the exercise, but at the end of the day, we may not be able to enhance the quality, or we may not be able to even know what is the gap, where is the gap. This is the most important point. Either it is an organization, individual basis, software development basis, or anything. The accuracy of the data, relativity of the data is highly important. Now, worldwide, like what we are saying, that we have to follow the universal standards. So worldwide, we have different standards for the measurements. Maybe you are knowing the different international standards like ISO and the different others, which are the very common words. But you can see from here that one of the concepts is known as the Orange Book. It's internationally aligned and recognized. And the ITSEC is also the Orange Book, but it is for the European Orange Book. So Orange Book is an standard for the measurement. And CTCPEC is the Canada's Orange Book. So what we learned that in each of the region or the countries, they have their own particular Orange Book, which actually contains the international standards for the measurement. And that book contains the international standards for different types of the softwares and as well as for the other things as. So you can see the common criteria of everyone's Orange Book is what? That they are focusing for the framework rather than the list of the requirements. That how the things are, how their framework are, how they are working. They are focusing to the requirement, but not mainly on the requirements, because requirements could be any, but how the framework is and how it is taking selective requirements which are the essential and may not be having an issue with the security as well. In the same way, you can find the different other standards, and there are so many others as well. We cannot enlist them here, but these are the few only just for your idea. Now, when we come to see about the security matrix, that how many types are there? There are so many. That's why you can see number 5 is the other, while the number 4, up to number 4, you can see that we can see the process security matrix, network security matrix, software security matrix, people security matrix. Even we need to measure the peoples. Even we need to measure the networks. Even we need to measure the processes as well. So we need to see the security, software security as well. So we have different aspects to measure to get the security level. Going back to our initial level of the classes, you remember when we discussed that security cannot be achieved by achieving any one of the components. Security is like term of umbrella, which actually based on so many other things. So if we achieve network security and we say that we are secure, no. If we achieve the secure coding and we say that we are secure, no. If we achieve, suppose the process security and we say that we are secure, no. So security has the different aspects and parameters, and we are supposed to handle or consider all of them. So now here we are saying that there are the 5 major types: the process security, network security, software security, people security, matrix, and the others. Now, when we talk about the process security, so what it means actually, it It means actually we need to measure the process and the procedures. So you remember that while you are doing your threat modeling, the stride model is actually based on the process. So I hope that now you can interlink that with this, and also you can understand what he mean by the process security. So measure the process and procedures, and for what to imply the high utility of the security policies and processes. So to make it simple, we can say that we can use our measure the security of the different processes to make sure that the process what we are applying or adopting, they are safe and they are secure. And then we can say that one of the component is actually achieved. What are the examples? For example, here, number of the policy violations, because we are catering or discussing, referring to the process security. So percentage of the system with a formal risk assessment, percentage of the system with the tested security controls. We can use any kind of tools. We can use any pattern, any method to ensure that the process security is intact. What happened in case if suppose there is missing, then it means that we will not be able to achieve the required security level. And why we are measuring this? Because to know how much security level we are achieving. So measuring is important. Without measuring, we cannot actually know that the security, what it is required, did we get that or not. Going ahead, now when we talk about the network security, so many factors are there in the network security. We use the firewalls, different products, IDS. They are trying to measure different values for us, different packets, different attacks, and so many others. They are widely used, and nowadays they are available with very nice graphic interfaces where they can provide us complete graphical data analysis as well, that how much they made, how much the network was under attack, and how much the network is safer or secure as well. Going ahead, again, he's coming with examples. How many times of the successful or unsuccessful logins, how many number of incidents, how many viruses are blocked, how many patches, how many spams, and so on. So we can find out the entire complete detail about that. Now, we go to the next, which is the third point, software security metrics. Why we are saying third point? Yes, just go back. We can see from here the process security metrics, network security metrics, and now the software security metrics. Software security metrics is the most important part. We are supposed to measure the security, measure the line of the codes, which is the LOC, and measure the functionalities for our products, and try to see in case if suppose any issue or any problem is at any point. There is a thumb rule that in case if suppose more number of the lines of the code, then there is higher possibility of having the errors and security issues. less number of codes, less chances of having the errors or security issues. It actually doesn't mean that the shorter length of the code it does not have issues, but we are saying that having relatively lesser chance in percentage of having issues. So we need to measure everything to know that how much on a safer side we are. Different examples for that, as we discussed, we can see that what is the size of the softwares, what is the complexity, how many defects are there, how many number of the line of the codes are there, and how many different types of the variables, how we are using. Means we need to consider almost everything, their design flaws, their codes, their functionalities, their DOR, everything we are supposed to consider importantly, and to see that in case if suppose we are missing from any of the point, then we may address that particular part. Now, going ahead about the people security matrix. This is even more important to manage the security. What happens if suppose you have secure network, you have secure process, you have secure coding, you have secure softwares, you have secure policies, you have everything fine. But what happened at the end of the day, in case if suppose one of the people or person or worker, he is himself is not secure, or he is himself is trying to do something wrong, and how you will handle it. That's why it is very much relevant, very much unique, but it is very much important as well. Because otherwise, the people, they might be a high risk for the organization. So now, we may not doubt on the people, but they might be in that particular, comes in that particular scenario, maybe they are being not aware about things. So we have to educate them, we have to keep them aware, because they are the best source to finally implement the security. That's why they are also one of the part of the security matrix for the secure software systems. Now, after discussing these things, we are trying to understand few more concepts where sometime a student got confused. Like if suppose we ask what's the reliability and what's security. Most of the students, they got confused, and most of them, they think that probably these both things are pointing to the same thing, which is not correct. Reliability is something different and security is something different. Reliability is something which is linked with the functionality, that how much their functions are actually reliable. But security is something different, which is linked with the processes or its operations. In case if suppose the system is working, and what happened if security is the concern or the question, then probably the system will be working but not functioning correctly. So security is actually a hard target. Security is a moving target. Security is an important target. Reliability is essential for the softwares to be working, but security is highly essential. If suppose security is not there, then it means maybe our process will be stopped completely. Now, what are the most common security metrics? We know as a common man, everybody knows about the risk and everybody loves to the risk, take into the risks, but it is highly dangerous as well when it comes to the data. So we have to be very much careful that while we are coming for the data, so the accuracy so is highly important. Otherwise, it will not help us to even get the right security. It will not be helpful to fulfill the other requirements as well. Future of security metrics. Now we are discussing not about the overall general metrics, but we are discussing about the security metrics, that what will be the future. Future will be highly bright because the consumers will always demand for high security. Security is the guarantee for any product successful. In case if suppose any one of the product is very good, very beautiful, very functional, very operational, very much reliable, but in case if suppose security is an issue, then the customer will not trust in that. In the past days, one of your prime social network, it was under attack, and it was revealed that so many 100,000 accounts were hacked from that particular social network. So after knowing this news, within 24 hours, they lost so many members. So many members, they tried to close their accounts for the social networks. So this was gone, not based on functionality, not based on reliability, not based on any other issue, but based on the security concern. So we can see the security is the primary drive for any of the software or for any of the application now and as well as in the future as well. So this is actually the most important points that what we discussed about the metrics. It's very simple things that what we discussed, and we started why the metrics are important. So we learned that if we cannot measure, we cannot improve. And then we try to discuss the different types of the metrics in the secure software domain. And we found that at least there are the 5 different aspects. So we are supposed to cover that to get the right level of the security. So why it is important? So this is just only one of the example, just for your brainstorming. It is important because in case of the security issue, the cost of the software is raised. The trust of the people is free. The loss of the company is higher. As we just discussed, one of the example about the one of the social network, that when it was disclosed and when it was admitted by its CEO that yes, this was happened and we are trying to control, very next day, millions of the users, they left their network. That's how the security is, means the prime concern of the people, which is the correct thing as well. So thank you very much for your attention. It's a very simple lecture. I hope that you understand it. And here is the reference. Setup Adi. This is the public company accounting oversight board. This lecture is with the courtesy to this reference. Thank you very much. I hope you get the concept, though it's very simple. And in case if suppose you have any question, please let me know about your question. Thank you again.